Hi students, good morning. Hope you are keeping fine and safe. Let's start our chemistry class today onwards. The first chapter, as we know, chemical reactions and equations. Reactions and equations. So before starting our class, you have to take your textbook and the notebook already we wrote. About 20% of this chapter we already completed. Just revise the topics now and after that let us continue the chapter. I think the topics were chemical reactions, second one, representation of a chemical reaction. And third one, balancing of a chemical equation. Revise these topics. First one, a chemical reaction. Please go through your notebooks. You can see chemical reaction is always a chemical change. So chemical change, as we know, always accompanied by a new product with different properties. And as we know, during a chemical reaction, some bonds in reactant molecules may break and some new bonds may form in reaction. So, breaking and making of chemical bonds are termed as a chemical reaction. Then, how can we represent a chemical reaction? A chemical reaction can be represented by means of chemical equations. And we already studied there are three methods or types of chemical equations. Like, can you say one by one? Okay, first one, what's the first one? Say, first one is the word equation. That is representation of a chemical reaction by writing in words. Okay, yes. Then first one, for example, give an example for the word equation. As we have discussed in your activity 1.1, that what is activity 1.1? Burning of magnesium ribbon. Okay, did you get me? Yes. Then magnesium we can write in words as magnesium plus oxygen gives, what's the product? Say, what's the product? Magnesium oxide. Okay. And this is what we call word equation. Then, second one, this word equation can be represented by using the symbols of these elements and compounds. Symbols. As we know, what's the symbol of magnesium? Can you say what's the symbol? Mg. Okay. Magnesium, Mg. Then what is the symbol of oxygen? O2. Why we are using O2 for oxygen and Mg for magnesium? As we know, oxygen is a gas, hence it exists as a diatomic molecule. We already studied in your 9th standard what are monoatomic, diatomic, triatomic and polyatomic molecules. So here oxygen is a diatomic molecule we always represent as O2. Okay? Yes. Then Mg plus O2 gives what is the formula of magnesium oxide? MgO. This also we discussed. Okay. Magnesium oxide as MgO. So this is what's the form? Unbalanced equation. Okay. Unbalanced, or another name skeletal equation. So first one word equation. Second one, what one? Unbalanced or skeletal equation. Then third one. What is the third one? Balanced equation. Balanced chemical equation. So balanced equation means on the either side of this arrow, the number of atoms should be equal. Then we can say that is a balanced equation. Okay, yes. Then how can we balance a chemical equation? Balancing of chemical equation can be done by means of a hit and trial method. We already discussed a lot of, that is a number of equations. I think about 100 already we discussed. And anyhow, let us revise once again. Magnesium, let us count the number of atoms on either side of this arrow. Okay? Yes. Then magnesium as 1. Here oxygen as 2. The LHS, number of atoms on LHS are Mg equal to 1 and oxygen equal to 2. And here RHS, while writing Mg as 1, oxygen as 1. So here, as we know, the number of oxygen atom is different. So what can we do? We can balance the number of oxygen atom on RHS. Then how can we balance? By putting 2 here? No, as we know, it is not right. What's the 2 implies? This 2 implies not balancing number, but it is the valency number. It is not balancing number, but it is a valency. Okay, so it is wrong one. So how can we balance? We can balance this magnesium oxide by putting 2 in front of magnesium oxide. In front of magnesium oxide. That is the stoichiometric coefficient. What's the word? I think it's maybe a new word for you. Stoichiometric coefficient. So 2 MgO. So while putting 2 on the right hand side, by putting 2 on right hand side, the number of magnesium is again increased as 2. That is, as we know, this 2 is common for magnesium and oxygen. So to balance the number of oxygen atom on the left hand side, let us put 2 in front of magnesium. Don't ask subscript why. Magnesium is a metal, so it is always a mono atom and not diatomic. Okay, yes. So what's the correct balance equation? Can we rewrite it now? See, 2 Mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO. This is the correct balanced equation. Did you get me? Yes. Any doubts? And if you have any doubts more for balancing the chemical equation, you can message me and I will clarify it. Okay? Yes. Then let us do one more equation for balancing. The second activity, do you remember what is the second activity? What is the second activity from your textbook? Please read. That is the reaction between lead nitrate and potassium iodide. Lead nitrate and potassium iodide. Then can you say how the unbalanced or skeletal equation for this reaction? Can you say lead nitrate? What's the formula of lead nitrate? Lead is Pb, nitrate as NO3. PbNO3. And as we know, the valency of lead is 2 and that of NO3 is 1. So by crisscrossing the valency number, we get PbNO3 twice. Am I right? Lead nitrate is PbNO3 twice. Okay, yes. Then plus, what's the next one? Potassium iodide. Potassium iodide. So lead nitrate with potassium iodide. Potassium K, iodide I. And the valencies of potassium and iodine both are 1. So we can write as Ki itself. So here we can represent the reaction by writing the products. How? Lead reacts with iodine to form lead iodide. And what is symbol formula of lead iodide? PbI2. Valency of lead, as we know, it is 2, but that of iodine is 1. So we can crisscross the number. So formula will be PbI2 plus, what's the next one? What's the remaining product here? Here a potassium ion and here is a nitrate ion. Okay. So just combine these two, we can write as potassium nitrate as KNO3. And here there are 2 nitrate ions, but here only 1, because the valencies of potassium and nitrate are always 1 each. So we can write only as KNO3. Did you get me? Yes. Then just count the number of atoms on either side of this arrow as Pb as 1, N as, what's the number of N? This 2 is common for, listen, this 2 is common for nitrogen and oxygen. So here N is equal to 2 and here O equal to NO3, oxygen 3 is multiplied by this number 2. So 3 into 2 becomes equal to 6. So once again, let's count the number of atoms. Pb as 1, nitrogen as 2, oxygen as 6. Okay? Yes. Then potassium here, how many number of atoms? Potassium, 1 atom. Then iodine as 1. So these are the number of atoms on LHS. Then what's the number of atoms on RHS? Just count. Pb as 1, iodine as 2, potassium as 1, N as 1, O as 3. Okay? Yes. Then what's the difference in number of atoms there? Let's count each side. Pb1, here Pb1, N2, N1, O6, O3, K1, K1, I1, I2. So it's a difference in the number of atoms here in the case of iodine. And so let us multiply iodine here by 2. So as we already discussed, it is wrong to write the number of iodine atoms alone here or here. They are wrong. So how can we represent again? Represent by putting 2 in front of potassium iodide. So 2Ki. Now the number of potassium will be 2. That of iodine will also be equal to 2. But here by counting the number of potassium atom on LHS as 2 and on RHS it is only 1. So let us balance by putting 2 in front of potassium. Then by putting 2 in front of potassium, automatically the number of nitrogen and oxygen will be right or equal, same as LHS. So just count 2 potassium here, 2 potassium here, and then 2 nitrogen here. See, 2 nitrogen here, 2 into 3, 6 oxygen, and here 2 into 3, 6 oxygen. So this is the method, that is what we call hit and trial method. Hit and trial method for balancing of chemical reactions. Okay students, let's conclude this class. The balancing of chemical equations, you have to practice more questions from wherever you get. And I think already we discussed a lot of balanced chemical equations. Okay, thank you.